There are gamers who, funny enough, always seem to have better advantages when you challenge them. They shoot you down and accumulate a lot of kills and victories. How do these elite players have the upper hand and know where you are on a map? Well, those days are over because things are finally going to turn in our favor. So sit back as we count down 10 cool tips and tricks in CrossFire. Welcome to Rapid Kicker, your weekly dose of everything CrossFire and entertainment. Please leave a like and hit the subscribe button and notification bell to get more awesome videos like these. Get ready, you don't want to miss our number 1 cool tip and trick in CrossFire. Number 10. Widow Smokes and Flashes. Some players in Black Widow have the urge to rush bomb sites in the hopes to catch the enemy off guard, but more often than not, they're met by hidden shooters who come out of nowhere and chaos ensues. This is why, to avoid any more team losses, throw smoke grenades and flashbangs to hinder your opponents from scoping you out. Throw them strategically so that when they land just right where you want them, whether it be near the site or under the catwalk, with an impeded view, your opponents will have to second guess where you and your teammates are coming from. In addition, give your enemies temporary blindness with flashbangs. When thrown at the right time, they'll be caught like deer in the headlights, and you can swoop right in to finish them off. Throw them in tandem with your teammate who can toss a second one, just in case your enemies dodge the first flashbang. They'll be wiped out for certain. Number 9. Anchor a vantage point. Getting a better view of oncoming foes is always the aim of any player. This is true especially in a map like Ankara. Site A can be quite tricky since the enemy can be coming from anywhere. One way to give your team an advantage is to boost yourself on the fence so that you can surveil anyone entering. This vantage point will allow you to see them, but they will not be able to catch you as they enter, because by the time they have a better look up where you're at, they'd already be dead. At this height, you can also get to view those coming from afar, which will give you a clue on where they're pushing. You can get to the other side of the fence and, just the same, you'll have a better field of vision from that angle. This will indeed be a challenge for anyone who tries to enter a site. Number 8. Port Eye in the Sky. The port's middle section can be very contentious since both forces are bound to cross paths here at any point in time. One has to be very careful strolling around this area since the enemy could be lurking at any corner. This problem can be resolved if you're able to get a higher elevation and survey the layout unharmed. So at the bridge, have your fellow soldier crouch so that you can springboard off him to jump on the roof. Now that you're high above ground, you'll be able to scope out the area and see where the enemies are heading. If they happen to be near where you are, you can take them out by surprise. One thing to note is that you'll only be able to stay on the edge of the roof and not venture towards the center. Doing so will cause a client error and force you to exit the game. Number 7. Black Widow Passage B Vantage Point. All roads lead to either the A site or the B site in Black Widow, where both areas are equally dangerous. At the B site especially, the spot where you plant the bomb is beside a window where anyone from each side can appear and shoot the enemy. This in turn makes the window a prime target for any sniper trying to guard the area. Most instances, soldiers get killed the instant they appear in the window. One brilliant way to avoid exposure is to use the narrow ledge near the ceiling inside the passage. Climb on top of one of your teammates and hop on the ledge. Make your way to the other side and position yourself with a clear view of the bomb spot. Unsuspecting enemies will not know you're there, and you can take them out instantly. Whether they're planting a bomb or defusing it, they're right where you want them. Number 6. Shooting through walls. There are certain places in Black Widow where you can shoot through walls and hard surfaces. They may be glitches, but they can be used to your advantage. The catwalk stairs is one such place where you shoot the wall slightly above the ground at the top of the stairs, you'll be able to kill anyone on the other end. Also at the catwalk is a spot by a door where you can shoot continuously. With any luck, you'll be able to tag anyone who happens to pass by on the other side. At the global risk spawning area, there is a small area between the wooden box and the wall where if you keep shooting, the bullet will go right through and hit the enemy at the other end. The same goes at the warehouse, where anyone passing by on the other side will get hit. Lastly, at Passage B, if you throw a grenade at the bottom of the wall, it will strangely go through and explode in the bomb area. Number 5. Sub-base locker lookouts. The locker is a very guarded area in sub-base, as this is one entryway to the bomb site B. The place is usually bombarded with grenades, which can jeopardize anyone guarding nearby. To avoid getting blown away or shot by the opposing side, placing yourself on the overhead lighting fixture is one of the effective ways. In order to get there, have a teammate and yourself jump onto the lockers on the side. Then, have him crouch down so that you can jump on him to get to the fixture. The spot is well out of sight as it's way above ground. You can then easily monitor and shoot anyone on the way in. Another good vantage point is the overhang above the bomb site, where you spot anyone right at the locker entrance. Make your way to it and position yourself right there. Enemies will have a hard time spotting you as you shoot them from afar. Number 4. Mexico Supremacy. There are a number of places in Mexico where you can hide behind and stake out the enemy, but none is more advantageous than these spots. First up, the middle section is where you'd want to position yourself to monitor enemies coming from different places. On top of the dividing wall, you'll get to watch the middle, the alley, and those coming from the tunnel. If you want to get a better view of the tunnel, you can stroll to the other side and survey the whole area. The alleyway is another good spot to defend against enemies. Once you get onto the ledge, it's perfect to check those coming from A site or the alley. The elevated corner spot is hidden from view. Therefore, soldiers might miss looking up, and then you'll be right there to take them out. These positions might take a while to set up, but you'll definitely get a payoff in the end when the opposing force starts dropping like flies. Number 3. Sub-base spray. CrossFire is not just about the action, but also the creativity in the surroundings. Sprays are a way of showcasing cool and sometimes funny designs related to the player, the team, and the game. However, one effective use of sprays can be to inhibit the other team from seeing where you are. Their line of vision is blocked, while the opposite direction is not. Indeed, you're able to see through the sprayed image and scope out the enemy. This is the odd thing about how sprays work. Just make sure it's done on fences, which there are plenty of in sub-base. The central area has a number of fences which can be strategically used to help shooters or to obstruct them. Soldiers have to be extra careful when sprayed images are displayed. You never know if someone is aiming a sniper at you from the other end, but if it's in your favor, your enemies will become sitting ducks. Number 2. Eagle Eye in the Sky. If it's one map that has a lot of places to perch from, then that's Eagle Eye. The low-rise buildings along the alleyways are perfect for snipers who get a better layout of the map. The alleyway leading to Site A is an area where you have to be extra careful. Shooters may be lurking on the boulder, which you might just miss if you don't look up. And before you know it, you're killed by his bullet. To get up there, it takes a number of carefully timed jumps. Needless to say, it requires some skill and practice to achieve this cool maneuver. At the end of the day, you'll be the one up there on the large rock and scoping out the territory. The other way to get up there is by the tower. This takes a bit more time, but still very possible. Just be sure to have someone you can leap onto to get to the top of the door. From there, make your way up to the top and jump to the other side. And finally, number 1. Black Widow Elevation. Black Widow may possibly be the best map for competition, which is no wonder why many players keep finding ways to get on high ledges for a better view. The central area is one place where a better vantage point somewhere high up would prove more advantageous. You would need a teammate to jump off from so that you can get to that elevated position. Once there are many spots which have views of a wider area. Pick a place where you anticipate where the enemy is coming from and get ready to shoot. Another place is above the door entrance. It is a position which the other side would not expect. Anyone trying to enter will definitely get blown away. Most of these elevated places often require a two-man effort. Instead of fighting with your team, you're busy strategizing, but it'll pay off eventually once you get up there. The odds will be in your favor this time. The sky's the limit. And that brings us to the end of our list, our 10 cool tips and tricks in CrossFire. Which tip or trick is the most effective? Is it getting better views and vantage points in Black Widow? Or is it the use of sprays to your advantage? Or maybe it's something else not mentioned here? Let us know in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. Don't get left behind. Hit the subscribe button and the notification bell to get more videos. Can't get enough? Click on your screen for more. Till then, see you in the next video.